All
They
right.
keep the deer away from my tomatoes.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I don't have them growing right now, but man, just one little strand, man, about 3 foot off the ground. It as soon as they bump it, they back the fuck up.
and they're actually
That's
tomatoes and not tomatoes, right?
no. If I was growing pot, I'd say I'm growing pot. It's tomatoes.
Fucking deer keep coming around eating all my pot.
Oh,
Oh shit.
yeah. Now they will come eat your leaves and shit, man. You gotta, but if you're gonna grow pot, man, they make these little hydroponic kits that have like different kinds of veggie seeds and shit, and you can just take the little
You can,
cone and
yeah,
push all the seeds out and
you
put your
don't even
pot
have to
seed
do
in
that
it.
anymore. They make those exact same kits for growing pot now.
Yeah,
You can buy the whole
yeah.
kit, and it's already got the seeds all in there, and you just pour water on it and plug the thing in, and it takes care of it.
And that's all great and everything, but I mean, it's just like moonshine. If it's not fucking cooked illegally, it's just not as good.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. If it's got a government stamp anywhere
If
near
they,
it, then it's
if,
not white lightning.
yeah,
Welcome to Deep Night Revelation. We'll be picking up where we left off last week. These guys are well on their way into the rift. They are in the rift. Most certainly, they have discovered a system with a series of planets in it. 3 of them are rather promising. 2 of them have atmospheres that are not conducive to life as they can't breathe it. I mean, it doesn't mean it's not conducive to life, but there are signs of bacteria and possible life in the seas of both of these worlds. But then the 3rd planet is completely different, and it has earned the nickname from Stimpy, and it is now being widely called Paradise 3, and it is a pretty much a virgin forest, jungle, temperate planet. There are some predators on the planet, but nothing too bad. Everything seems pretty calm. There are herd animals. Like I said, there are some predators, but not anything that is. They don't have to deal with dinosaurs again, so there's that. And they've discovered a proto sentient species, the species that is right on the cusp of possibly gaining sentience. Here they are, the simply known as the people of P3, and they're kind of caterpillar people, and they do communicate with one another, though the the translation unit that they've got has not it determined that it is not really any actual kind of language as such, but it's on the cusp. I mean, these guys, one of these days, one of these people at P3 is going to be looking into the riverbed and looking at their reflection, and it's going to dawn on them that that they're looking at themselves, and that day is going to be very strange. But in the meantime, they are simple tool users. They know how to make fish traps, for example. They know how to use particular rocks in order to break open nuts, things like that. So, the science division is very excited to be looking at these guys. And so, both Cephas and Sarda they basically recommended to the captain that Revelation spend 2 months here because the crew is frazzled. They are way out on the edge of what is acceptable for sanity, and so for mental health reasons, if nothing else, both Cephas and Sarda wanted the crew to do an extended stay here, just mostly kick back and relax, but there is some work to be done. And so we will be picking up where that work is starting. Before we get started, we'd like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They are just products that we really like. And tonight, we would like to thank AleHorn. AleHorn makes wonderful Viking-style drinking horns out of ox horn. And they are absolutely wonderful. They've got several deals where you can get a drinking horn, and they've got shot glasses, they've got drinking horns, they've got cups, they've got the tankard style, which is the one that I've got. Just absolutely wonderful. Something to keep in mind if you're going to order from them, if you see a particular drinking horn that you really like and you order it and you get it, don't be disappointed if it doesn't look exactly the same. Ox, like any living creature, are unique, and so you never know exactly how that horn is going to come out. So keep that in mind. The grain may be a little bit different, or the coloring might be a little bit different, but they are all absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend them. We also have a merch store via Zazzle. We've got buttons and t-shirts and hoodies and a fleece blanket, and we've got a beer stein and a whiskey rocks glass, all on that site. And 100% of the proceeds from that site goes directly back into our channel to help us cover the nitpicky little things like Incarnate Pro subscription, which we're using quite exclusively tonight for our maps. It helps pay for Roll20 Pro. All the little things that add up, that they're all little individually, but when they all stack on top of each other at the end of the month, sometimes can cause a sigh. So if you want to help us make ends meet, go get yourself a Whiskey Rocks glass, and we appreciate everything you do for us. All right, so all the work that needs to be done, there is, of course, crews in orbit. They are the second Deepnight Scout is up in orbit, and they are kind of taking or adding to or taking over. So you guys had launched a couple of probes when you first came in. They have launched additional probes, and essentially they are doing orbital mapping of P3. And the plan is, I mean, they're going to be here for 2 months, and the plan is that they'll rotate the crews out, and they will then, of course, do they want to do orbital mapping of the other two systems, or the other two bodies in the system, and get as much data on these atmospheric data and all sorts of stuff that you can only get while up in orbit, magnetic field, things like that. And so that is taking place right now, way up above you. You guys are at the campsite. Other things, so this guy. Let me find him. So if you remember, Terran Reen, was initially, when you first initially came down to the planet, this guy was assigned as security detail for you. And not necessarily that he is security, but I mean, he fits the bill. He is known as a friend of Sir Alex Venati. He is a pretty staunch imperialist, meaning that everything about this mission, he is a fervent believer that this entire mission is about saving the Imperium. It's about eliminating a threat to the Imperium. It's all patriotic and flag waving for him. But he has been assigned, or was assigned as security, and pretty much nobody really told him to, but he's kind of taken that role over and has set up security detail around the landing site Of course, the landing site has been set up with prefabs and everything that you could that you would find for a not a I don't know 2 months, not semi-permanent, but it's a long-term camp. Considering that most of the time, most of these places that you've been to, I mean, a lot of them, I don't think you've been there longer. The longest you've been at a lot of these sites is like 2 weeks, and that was about it. So the base camp has been deployed. He's set up security around, and he's also gone so far as deploying other security teams, usually in groups of 3 or 4, to some of these other research camps. And so, part of this, of course, part of the sample collection and analysis is that the science division, they want to get as much data from different parts of this particular continent as they can. I mean, it's not like you're probably going to have 2 months. Doesn't give you a lot of time to be, globe trotting. And so there's been sites set up in multiple areas to get a wide diverse of samples. And he sent usually between 1 and 3 uh, security people to each of these sites. So that's going on. I mean, you've probably been here for about a week so far. At the landing site base camp, some of the crew have already. I mean, the captain has already started to kind of rotate some of the crew down for essentially extended shore leave, and they've set up a a court for the game. They for Jack. So the crew have invented a sports ball game that nobody really knows what the rules are, including the people that are playing it, and it really changes quite often. But it involves anywhere from between 2 and 5 balls in play at once, and 2 of the balls have to be in the goal at a time in order for them to score. And it's highly it's highly complicated, and or maybe not, because nobody really knows what the rules are. But everybody insists that they know what the rules are, and they all argue and talk amongst themselves, debating the.
So it's Kelvin ball.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous, is what it is.
We need to record it, and we need 2 commentators that have absolutely no idea what's going on
yes.
to be the commentators.
Yes. Yeah, get the guy from basketball, or not baseball, dodgeball.
It's important that we keep broadcasting the event.
Yes, they are.
To even people on the ship. We have the network going, and we want to make sure that we incorporate advertisements for the LARP.
Yes, you have the Ocho going. So they for the game, they have leaned into the whole video aspect of it, and so they are broadcasting these. They're basically calling them planetary tournaments while they're here at P3, and they're broadcasting these back to Deepnight Revelation.
I want to see if I can pick me out a star.
Okay.
I mean, a real hardcore dedicated player that is really good.
Oh, I thought you were using a telescope for a second.
No, I want to. I want to try to figure out somebody that plays this game that is the Tom Brady of the game. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well,
I want to offer him enhancements when we get back into space.
There are 2 players that really kind of fit that bill. The first one is what is his name?
Kareem.
No. His name is Sornvin, And Sornven he is one of the deckhands. So he's pretty muscular. Kind of built like a brick shit house. Generally, though, he has outside of the game, he has a demeanor of being kind of a gentle giant. He's a pretty quiet guy, but he plays the game seriously. He maybe he's good at it. I mean, since nobody knows what the rules are, it's hard to say whether or not the player is any good. He gets a lot of goals, and the other players seem to respect him. The other player is a rather small girl named Annalise, and she um, is really known for throwing herself into the game. She's got a high mobility because of her size, ducks and dodges around the other players quickly, and the one thing that you've noted is that it seems that when whether she's on the court or even talking about the game, she's like really obsessed with this game. Like she's taking it really serious. Which I mean, I guess that's better than getting depressed and opening up an airlock without a suit on.
That's a good alternative.
Yeah.
Well, I think the little girl, I'm wondering if she would be interested in where the fuck is that?
What are you looking for?
Muscular binding or some shit like that?
Oh.
Reinforced.
Yes. That. What?
Fuck was that?
Augment. I want to say torso, maybe. I know what you're talking about. Here it is. Page 53 of the Central Supply Catalog. Muscular binding or muscular bridging.
Yeah, that's it.
+1 strength, +1 to dex,
and then
increased movement by 3 meters.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask her if she would be interested in me. It's a little bit painful, and you might be down for some weeks. But what I want to do is I want to add thousands of microscopic protein strings to your muscular system, and it'll make you more proficient at the game.
Make a persuade. It's going to be a difficult 10 plus persuasion plus social check.
Outcome the performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah.
No, that's not the reason.
Well,
it's he told her the reason. He was too honest.
Well, okay. Since you want to do difficult type stuff, you want to be difficult. Let me first just try to force her into it. Using telepathy.
Jesus. Okay.
Maybe a suggestion.
Okay.
Telepathy implants a thought, idea, or command into the mind of another. It sounds great. Who interprets it as their own. Unless it's plainly harmful, they'll follow the command.
Okay, so that's a very difficult 12 plus telepathy plus psi check.
Yeah, because I have better numbers there. But I mean, it's not like, oh, I didn't mean to roll that. Sorry, I'm setting up my advanced roller. Even though it was probably a number.
You can keep that roll and just roll another one. I mean.
All right. So that's a naked 9, and then I get +2 for psi, +2 for telepathy.
Okay. So yeah, you played the
So that's
suggestion.
13. That she wants the muscular binding so she can be better at the game.
She'd have so yes, but there is a but. She do other than play the game. Trying to determine how smart she is. I have a feeling not very. Yeah, her name is Annalise Avali. She is. She's a steward for the operations division. So.
Well, hell yeah, she'll definitely need to be able to move faster. This will help with work too.
Yeah,
this is a total work-related augmentation, and it just so happens to benefit the game. Come on now.
Yes, because as a steward, turning down beds and cooking stew, she'll benefit from the +1 to strength and dex.
I was thinking more about the +3 meters of movement.
Well, yeah, she'll be able to. Yeah,
she can get there, man.
Yeah,
and
she
get
clean
me
the
my
rooms faster.
fucking drink. Yeah.
So yes, she thinks about it, and she's like, that does sound really good. Her biggest concern is that she is going to be. You said that she says so. You said that it would be a painful recovery that could take several weeks.
Yes, but
I won't be able to play the game while I'm recovering.
Well, we can take measures so that bit of you recovering will seem like going to sleep and waking up.
She likes that idea. She says, "See, okay, if you can pop me with the fast drug, and now wait a minute, fast drug.
I think you want slow drug.
I want slow drug. Yeah, they're always the reverse.
Yeah. And some slow drug and a little bit of time. We pair the slow drug with the knock yay juice venom. To really just ease her in, and we'll ease. She'll be back up to full speed in no time. It'll just seem like no time, and when she starts playing the game again, she will be one of the best at the game.
Okay.
Yeah. This is to help her.
Yeah, so you're right. It would be slow drug. So yeah, she says yeah. She's like, as soon as we're done on Paradise 3 and we go back to the ship, she says I will put in for some medical leave. And she says,
you don't even have to request the medical leave. You just tell them, I will fill out the thing and take you off the roster for medical purposes, and I will perform the surgery. I mean, this is what I do, is I make people's lives better.
Something like that, right? You guys at the camp, while Bocephus is having this conversation, I'm sure that Sarda and and Mel are kind of sitting around the camp and kind of enjoying the first the fruits of the first hunt that has gone on. They're having a pretty much a cookout barbecue, and they show you essentially they have come back with these. They find entire herds of these throughout the area, and this one, they're comparing it to the data that they already have. The Radger is a typical herd animal found throughout charted space on multiple worlds, whether that be that they were seeded there or a case of simultaneous evolution. They seem to be common. May not all be exactly the same. When you cut one open, the organs may be a little bit different, or they might have more lungs, or whatever. But they're all essentially the same when you get right down to it. A cow's a cow. Whether it's a wild cow or a longhorn or really a buffalo or whatever, they're all cows. So they've found herds of these things, and when you barbecue them, they're quite tasty. And so, and the hunting team is kind of telling you guys, I imagine Mel's like chowing down on some barbecue while watching Bocephus and watching this ridiculous game that's being set up. And the the hunting team is telling you, there's herds of these things that they're a little difficult to hunt because they can move when they want to, but I think we think that we can fill up the stores on the ship and do fairly well.
You know what would be a good addition of the LARP is to get like 6 or 7 crewmates and tote them with spears and loincloths and have them go kill one of these things.
I mean, is that still LARPing, or is that turning this into the planet of Dr. Bocephus?
Know about that? I mean, that'd be good TV, right? Maybe we could do it like a game show. We've got these 8 crew members, and we're arming them with spears, and we're going to tell them to go attack.
I personally think that Survivor would be way more interesting if they armed them with spears and turned it into like Lord of the Flies. It would be a way better show.
What is the law? No spill blood.
Yeah.
Yes. Death by snoo.
If you're really sneaky, though, I mean, because you got to be able to avoid those nighttime cameras and shit they have everywhere. But if you could, like, sneak to the other team camp in Survivor and then off one of the guys, just everybody wake up, and all of a sudden Tim is just strung out like fucking Event Horizon in the middle of the camp.
Yes, like Event Horizon between the palm trees.
Yeah, just fucking or fucking blood eagled. Between some palm trees. He's not dead.
So the hunting team is explaining this to you, and your comms come alive, and it is the research team up in the mountains, and they are telling you they're radioing in, and they are calling directly for the special missions command group. We think that we found something that you guys are going to want to see.
I guess
sounds good.
We're kind of required to go check that out, right?
Well, I mean, it's up to you, but their basic report is that they want that you need to come up here and see this. But the short of it is, we think our droid friends have been this way.
Well, we definitely would want to go see that.
So the only downside, you're probably not going to want to take the ship up there because it's mountainous terrain. It's over here. There's really nowhere decent to land. But
do we have an air raft?
You do. You've got one of these. The Vendara. These look a little bit more like it's kind of like an ATV air raft.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That's very cool. What the hell are you talking about? It's got an arm that we could reach out and scratch people with?
Yeah. Yes, it does have a manipulator arm. It comes in... So essentially it can be modified either way. This rear cabin can be taken off, turning it into essentially a big flatbed hovering pickup. Or the cabin can be attached and it can be made into a Basically, like I said, it's like an air raft ATV.
Which one do you want to take? Do y'all want to take the flatbed or the big?
So it says
I mean, if
somewhere
we
in here
take
it says.
the big one, it can also be like a camp if we want a camp. But if we take the flatbed, we can probably retrieve more shit and take it with us.
Let me see exactly what it says because there was. It could tell me specific information, which I'm surprised I didn't put in here. Oh, that's why. Huge. So it says rear compartment can be configured as either enclosed environmentally controlled passenger area or an open working cargo crew space, working/cargo/crew space. There are 14 spaces in this area which can be allocated to passenger or cargo at the rate of 0.25 tons per space. In addition, whether in open or closed configuration, the rear area of the Vendara can be set up with atmospheric and mineral sampling equipment. Additional lab space often optimized for life sciences and biological research or other equipment. Installing or removing major equipment items requires a visit to the workshops aboard Deepnight or the cooperative efforts of a skilled team on the ground, which you would have. So,
I think we should go pickup mode.
I thought the one question I had, let's see, it says crew 2. Yeah, you could go pickup mode.
I mean, no one else really put in input, I don't think. It'd be better to retrieve shit with the big old pickup and just snatch the joint and stick it in the back.
It does say the cockpit area is slightly larger than necessary for the 2 crew members, allowing room for a tiny scientific suite equivalent to a vehicle laboratory for 1 person and a notoriously uncomfortable folding seat for the operator. The co-driver position can operate a manipulator arm located externally on the left side of the rear compartment, which can lift objects into the rear of the vehicle in the open-top configuration. It is also possible to use the arm to pass relatively light items to the co-driver through his open door and then by hand to the science station. This rather crude method is at odds with the overall sophistication of the vehicle, but can be refined to great efficiency by a skilled crew.
We could also just hang out in the big old bed of the truck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, you can put seats in the bed of the truck, too. I mean, this thing's completely modular.
Well, there's 3 of us and there's 3 seats.
Yeah.
I guess who drives?
Yeah, who's got flyer graph? Anybody?
I think I do, but I'm not great at it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, no, I do not have it.
I have drive, but I'm not good at it.
Yeah, this would be flyer grav.
But if I'm driving, that means I can't ride in the back of the pickup with some cut-off shorts and
That's true.
And
but this doesn't use drive. This uses flyer.
Yeah, it uses the flyer skill. I am not trained in flyer or drive.
Oh shit.
Great. Or seafarer for that matter.
Right.
Nope, me either.
I've got flyer grab 0.
There you go. So the doctor's driving.
So I guess I will drive.
Okay.
I'm very good at everything I do. So you don't have to worry about me.
No, I gotta tell you, I go away for 2 weeks on vacation, and I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. We got through a lot of shit in the last 2 weeks. I mean, there was the whole comet situation, and yeah.
We've entered the naked space where systems are few and far between, and we've stopped on some comets for refueling. We're way in the middle of nowhere, and we're trying to cross this big great rift. in theory, because on the other side of this rift is where this deadly fungus that we're trying to track down originated, and we really hope to eradicate this fungus. So,
And in the course of doing so, we just found a garden planet, and so that's where we are, is on that garden planet in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
taking a big vacation because people get batty in space for long periods of time. So we're
That
we're
I
trying
remember.
we're trying to combat crazy space. But after we kill the big fungus, the fun game begins on trying to get away with killing all the NPCs on the ship, so we can take the ship for our own. We're gonna be pirates.
Out in the middle of nowhere, pirating comets.
Yeah, with a spinal mount weapon.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not for loot. We're just trying to kill everybody.
So
I'm joking. We're not really.
So each one of these hexes is 1.6 kilometers. So I assume you're wanting to bust ass getting up to this mountaintop.
No, we want to take our time.
Okay. Go ahead and make your flyer grav plus dex check.
Taking my time now. This 10. I got an 8 if you're really gonna make me rush, and I got a 6 if I'm just going balls to the wall.
So it also has an autopilot.
Just gotta inflate him.
Right, yeah, you just have to inflate it first. Hold on.
It's losing its air. You have to blow it up.
My question is...
Emergency refilling hose just below its belt.
Yes. So autopilot system, this one is advanced. So it is tech level 11. Holds the vehicle to a set heading and speed. Advanced models can navigate at least as well as any traveler. Early autopilots are only of use on aircraft and waterborne vessels. TL9 onwards, they become effective for any vehicle and will automatically tie themselves into any local traffic control system.
I'm not using autopilot. I don't care how good it is.
Well, it's got skill level 3.
I'm still just,
I don't trust these damn Teslas and their auto drive.
Well, I mean, I already made the roll once. Let's see if I can do it twice. Is kind of what I'm.
So yeah, I mean, at 10, you are doing pretty good. And then it also says you've got advanced. Let's see. Communication system advanced with satellite uplink. It's got an advanced control system, which that was the other one that I wanted to look at. Control system advanced gives you a +3 to this roll, so you got a 13. And then
still going slow as fuck. Took my time. Sorry.
It's protected against corrosive environment, has fire extinguishers, insidious environment, laboratory, life support, short-term, manipulator arm advanced, navigation system advanced, sensor system advanced with increased range. So, this is a pretty good aircraft.
Oh, hell yeah, it is.
I like this too. Traits, off-roader. Well, no shit, it flies. You don't say. So, yeah, you are taking your time, and your guys' radio system comes alive again. This time, they sound panicked, and they're like, "We've had an accident." What's his name? His name is. I had this before. So there are 4 crew members there on site. There's Kabloon Lucas, Sidel Yarrington, Albrecht Caudell, and Varnawi. And Kabloon Lucas tells you that Albrecht, they've discovered in the cave, is all he tells you. He says, in the cave, we discovered some kind of small crustacean life form, and Albrecht got stung and passed out. We need medical attention.
I guess I'm gonna go very fast.
Yeah, do what we can to get there as quickly as possible to help him.
Okay, so as you are climbing these mountains, you can either use the +3 for the autopilot, or you can make your piloting check again with a +3.
I'm just gonna make my piloting check again with the +3. We got to get there,
Okay.
and so that's +3, and then I get my dex, right?
Correct.
So that's
Nice.
12.
Nice.
But I take a -2 for going fast, and that makes it a 10.
Okay, that's still excellent. You climb up through the cloud-shrouded mountains, and you reach the site. Suppose I need to put you guys on here.
Got stung and passed out.
He did. We even tried peeing on it. It didn't do anything.
Damn it.
You're like, I was going to do that. That was the first thing he was going to do.
I think we'll just have to amputate.
So you set down, and they've set up a small camp outside of what appears to be a cave. And Kabloon Lucas, I had something for this. Where is he? There he is. Kabloon Lucas is a mine of utterly irrelevant and trivial information. He comes running up as soon as you guys get out of the Vendara, and he's kind of in a panic. Tells you that Albrecht Caudell, who is known for apparently suffering from near terminal hypochondria, and so they're not sure if Albrecht is serious on this or not, but they haven't been able to wake him up. And he tells you that Sidel Yarrington is in there looking after him right now. You guys standing outside the tent, you can hear this woman singing to him, and but you don't hear any response.
All right.
In fact,
I'm
going to go so far as to say, let's see. Well, she's not singing that badly. She's at least carrying a tune.
I need to get this on camera, so I'm going to be moving in.
You're gonna record. This has to go on Space Tube.
Yeah.
I need to get a fucking scan of him. Really, though.
So,
You know?
Kabloon, they do have the one of these creatures. They have been dissecting it, and this is, and they've got it on this table over here. This is what it looks like. And he says that, these things are small. and it told me what that meant.
Well, that looks fun.
Yeah, doesn't it? I mean, it. He describes it as if you took um, all of the best features of like a lobster and a scorpion and put them into a hybrid and gave it the temperament of a rabid badger. That's what these things are. Encounters and dangers.
Why did he pick it up?
Well, so very small. Yeah, it's about the size of a badger or a dog. I mean, not that small. I mean, badgers are.
I mean, do you guys want to go look for the drawing stuff, and I'll do medical attention on oh boy?
I could document your medical procedure if we don't have anything specific.
Right. And yeah, all I want to do first is just run a little metascan with the metascanner.
Okay, go ahead and make a shit. Oh, right here. You do you know what all that is? That an advanced medikit?
14.
Yeah. So go ahead and make a medic plus intellect or education check plus 3.
$11.
Okay, so you kind of you run some scans, prick his finger and test some blood. In fact, pricking his finger, he has a 7 endurance. No, he's still unconscious. You run a metascan on you prick his finger and scan his blood, and you cross-reference this with one of these hydra claws that they've already dissected, and you find that it is a neurotoxin.
Can I use the sample that they have from a killed specimen to try to make an antidote?
You certainly can. Go ahead and make a. I guess that would be a science chemistry. So
Yeah, I've got chemistry.
yeah, science chemistry plus intellect or education. Sarda, you should do an art holography. Plus, I guess intellect or education if you are recording all of this.
Yep.
I got an 11.
Okay.
I also got an 11.
You are recording this very well. Now, these damn,
I'm gonna tell. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Mel that he needs to, get in here and take this dude's pants down and get it so I can give him this shot of antidote in his ass.
Of course, that's
It sure seems like my job.
right.
I'm filming this like one of those popular blackhead popping videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fact, researching a problem. So yeah, it's to formulate this. To formulate the antidote, it's probably going to be about 5 hours. Got to sit there and shimmy and shake in the little vibrating machine and go through the centrifuge and all of that.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, he is out. So while this thing is, I mean, there's nothing you can do in the meantime. Go ahead and make another medic plus intellect or education check. +3. Jesus Christ, you're rolling sweet. I'm rolling like shit tonight. So the metascanner shows his vitals as being good. I mean, he's just unconscious. If you would consider a slight coma as being a very restful sleep, that's what this guy is.
Does anybody want to give him a tattoo?
Anybody got a Sharpie?
I mean,
No, I'm not going to do that.
let's tattoo a dick on his forehead.
Those damn crustaceans, they stung me. They stung you, and then they grabbed one of our Sharpies and they drew penises on your face. The little bastards.
They're evil little creatures.
It's just a side effect. That'll go away in a few days.
Just don't wash it.
That is what happens when you fall asleep at a party.
That's true. Yes. Or we duct tape a guy to a chair when he fell asleep at a LAN party one time.
It's an allergic reaction to alcohol.
Yes. So you then get another alert that goes off, seismic alert from inside the cave. Now, Kabloon tells you that so the seismic alarm goes off, and he says, "Oh, that was a big one," and he says, "Probably don't need to be, overly excited about it. That these seismic alerts go off all the time, because." The reason why we were investigating this cave to begin with is that there's a hydrothermal vent here, and we thought that we would kill two birds with one stone. And while we were doing our experiments and learning about the world through its tectonic activity, might as well do a little bit of mining. And what a better source of mining is than when the planet is pushing the metals up on its own. And so we've been kind of doing a little bit of that. But these little earthquakes happen all the time. We've got, in fact, he says we've got a guy. He's Libix Varnui is already in there, and he's at the site where we found the droin carvings, and he'll probably know more about it. And he grabs his comm and he says, "Hey, Libix, come in. What's going on?" And there's nothing but static on the other end.
Well, Livix is dead. I'm sorry. Dude,
well, we should probably find out what killed him.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, if I'm probably should stay here and do the medical aid on this poison motherfucker.
Well, how much longer is he going to be passed out?
So he gets to make a new. Well, let's see. He gets to make an endurance check every minute to wake up, and so far it's 3 minutes have gone by since you've been here, and he's still not waking up. His endurance though is 7, so he's got a +0. So I don't know. I suppose Dr. Bocephus, with his medic checks, I mean, I would imagine a med kit probably has. Sorry, I'm getting attacked by a cat. Tessie, do you mind? You're a better door than a fucking window. Come on. I suppose with his checks, I mean, it doesn't make take a medical check for you to wave some smelling salts into the guy's nose. You know what I mean? So you are able to wake him up. He seems a little groggy, like he's not. And the you inspect the sting wound, and it's not like it's anything huge. In fact, it does 1 point of damage. That's it. It's the poison that sucks.
Yeah, man, you're gonna lose your ability to walk within a couple of weeks, man. Sorry.
If that part doesn't go away, call me in 4 hours.
Yeah, if you are still walking in about 2 weeks, just come back to me and I'll change that. All right. But no, if he seems stable, I'll go with the team.
Okay.
Tell him to.
Yeah, I mean, Seidel can
Tell him to rub some dirt on it and not play with that one of those fucking scorpion snake.
Seidel will continue to
crabs.
sing to him and make him some MRE chicken broth.
And I'm taking the keys to the air vehicle, whatever, with me.
Okay. I mean, it's keyed to your mobile comm, so I mean.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to avoid crazy dude and crazy singing chick jumping.
They've got their own.
Stranded.
They've got their own. They came up here in their own air raft. So.
Okay, all right. Well then, never mind. I'll go. I'm just trying to be. I mean, we've been in space for a long time, and people are acting fucking crazy, and cuckoo, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, they're all a little quirky. So, I guess the question is, how are you guys armed?
I've got a gauze pistol
Okay.
and a med kit.
Yeah, I probably have a Gauss pistol and stunner. I tend to carry one of each.
Okay. What about armor?
Oh, I'm
Not wearing much armor, probably. This is.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were kind of kicking back. I mean, I don't see you guys wearing your hostile environment suits.
no, I probably had the hunter field thing on because it's like really it basically helps with heat, making sure you're not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Probably got the same thing. I got an expandable shield.
So standard planet side working dress looks like this. It's got +1 protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got hunter field garb, which does the protects in heat and cold plus or minus 50 degrees.
Sweet, perfect. It's a cooling turtleneck.
Yeah, just the expandable shield and my med kit stuff. You know, probably in a little backpack, and then, the pistol.
Is
I
Mel
think I
using anything
nearly
specific?
I've got a Gauss submachine gun. Why carry a pistol?
Right. I mean, yeah.
Sure.
Sometimes you need to point and spray the area.
You know, some of the modern.
It's a good jammy for beginners.
And I mean, literally, if you look at some of the modern, what they're calling machine pistols, you look at them and you're like, that's not a pistol. That's an SMG. I mean, there's no way that. When I think of a pistol, I think of a handgun that you can hold with one hand. There's no way that you're pulling the trigger on some of these with one hand. There's no way. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, you've got an SMG. What about armor? Just standard planet-side dress, or?
I either have that or I have my Protect suit, and I don't think a Protect suit's the place. This is the right location for that.
Yeah.
I don't need to look like I'm ready to do some deal.
Yeah, right. That's true. So, this is the cave entrance. And
Luca gonna show us where their friend is?
Yeah, Cabloon will follow up with you. He has a Good question. What does he have? Yeah, he's got the IS-4 gas pistol. And 7 decks for a +0, and gun combat slug for 1. So it is what it is. So yeah, he will lead the way. He does tell you to be careful. There's more of these things in there.
Have to shoot them.
And he wholeheartedly agrees that that's a good idea, because he tells you. He says they're ornery, and these things are just nasty little bastards. He's not sure what their whole deal is, but yeah, they seem to have an attitude and will attack for apparently no reason, and they appear to want to attack, kill, and then eat everything in their path when they get like that. So, and he seems like he's quite quite fascinated by them.
Is it kind of like a insect swarm, like when they?
Yeah, more or less. Wow, he actually did okay. Yeah, more or less. Yeah, like army ants,
Gotcha. Okay.
except that they're the size of a badger. You guys let's just go ahead and roll initiative now.
Sure.
You guys can just get on the board.
Just in case something happens, who knows?
Yeah, it's undoubtedly going to. Fucking really.
I crush that.
Okay, so you guys, I guess, so, Sarda, you can move up to 12 meter. Each one of these is 1.5 meters, so you can move 4 of these with a minor action. You can move as far as you would like. Or you can hang back and let Kabloon lead.
All right. So I'm not. Am I missing something on the map in terms of where this is coming from?
So this is the cave, and it leads into this area.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let Kabloon lead.
Okay.
I'll happily go later in the initiative order. If that...
Okay. So yeah, you can.
I'm definitely not a point tip of the spear kind of guy.
So Kabloon, 2, 3. Well, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna take cover behind this machine because he radios back that there are 5 of these little bastards in here.
Maybe any grenades or
Throw grenade. He's going to shoot his gas pistol. Hold on, let me change pages here. There we go. So the IS-4 does 3D, but he's going to... he doesn't need to waste ammo. He's going to do a... Out of curiosity, maybe full auto is warranted. Yeah, he'll do full auto. He gets 3 shots, so he's going to do full auto on one on each of these up front. Hey, he hit the first one. +2 to damage. Oh, wait. Forgot they have armor. Specifically, they have armor 4. I still don't think that's not going to save him. Nope. So this first one is splattered all over the cavern walls. Second shot. Is a hit. I'm shocked. And this one is splattered. And third shot is another hit. Holy shit. Alright. Well, that's okay. It's still... So he takes out the first 3 of them. You hear his the staccato of his Gauss pistol ripping these guys apart. He goes through 9 rounds. Mel, make a Recon plus intellect check.
Hold on, switching screens. From combat. Recon plus intellect.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's still pretty. Shit, that's better than the other guys. Okay.
Wow, you guys are just mowing them down. This is awesome.
So you don't see this flying creature in time, and for you guys, it looks like this. Basically, it's a flying rat thing. It comes out of this tree and swoops down to attack Mel.
I don't recall doing anything to it.
Well, you know. Oh.
Do you have any fruit in your pockets?
Yes, that peeled banana you have in your pocket is what attracted it. So it comes flying down out of this tree, but it fails so bad. Mel kind of comes around with a submachine gun, and is like, "Holy shit, what is this?" And it kind of is like clinging onto the barrel of your gun, and is like stuck on you. It like point blank range. Mel, what would you like to do?
It's stuck on me, so shooting myself seems like a bad plan.
Well, it's stuck on your gun, on the barrel of your gun. Its attack did not work out for it, clearly, and it is screeching to high hell because it realizes it's in a compromised situation.
Well, if it's over the barrel, then I'm just going to light it. Otherwise, I'll use the weapon as a club, smash it against the nearest hard surface.
Yeah, you can do either one of those. That's up to you.
Either one. Well, then I'm going to pull the trigger.
Okay. Hold on. I need to look at something else before you do that. Okay, go ahead and... Okay, so... Ooh, yes. Okay, so...
I did figure since it was relatively small, it doesn't have a ton of...
No, it has 1 armor and only 5 hits, and so that means it took 11 damage. You pull the trigger and just zip this thing out of existence with a single shot. Bocephus, you can make a recon plus intellect check.
Six.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Go on inside.
Actually, before you do that, I need to make a roll. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you see there are 2 more of these things that are coming up back here.
I want to expand my expando shield.
Okay. Yeah,
and then, with my last little minor action thing, I'm going to kind of get behind this thing over here.
Okay, so you're taking cover as well. All right. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Back here, they were these 2 raptor lizard things, which look like this. The age-old terror chicken. They were hunting the thing that attacked Mel, and now they kind of turn their attention to Bocephus. They raptor lizard thing 4 meters. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This guy could keep going though. Yeah, he's going to get up right on Bocephus into melee range, but he can't make an attack yet. This one...
Oh, he's outside the cave, isn't he?
Oh, shit. You're right.
I mean, you could probably get in the cave and get up on me if you want, right?
Not quite. He's running that way towards you. In fact, I would say Sarda. So you delayed your action. You see this thing running towards Bocephus. It's got recon 1. Let me see if he changes his mind. He does not. You can make an attack on this guy.
Sure.
As a reaction.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll fire my Gauss pistol at it.
Okay. That is
And miss.
a miss. Okay, so you pop off a shot as a reaction and miss, but you also see that this one is heading towards the tent.
That's not good.
Let's see, that was raptor lizards. The hydra claws. I created these things. How do I not know how fast they are? They can move 6 meters. So the funny thing is, I gave these guys fast metabolism, which gives them a +2 to their initiative, and they still rolled like shit. They rolled snake eyes on their initiative, so.
That was the encounter I ran last night.
Right? Yeah.
The badass gunslinger with like 9 feet dedicated to gunslinging kept having his pistol get jammed through the whole fight.
Yep.
It was like, okay, this is great.
Yep. All right, so they move. They seeing their buddies or their clutch mates get wasted. They're behind this wall. I think Bocephus has line of sight on this one, but not the other one. So Sarda, what would you like to do?
I'm worried about the one headed towards the tent. I'm worried about this one over here.
Yeah.
So I will aim and fire.
Okay. That's if you're aiming, that is a +1.
Right. And
Plus
I can
you have your
I can do auto.
Yeah, and you've got your optic bonus, don't you?
I don't think it. I have a laser sight, so that is another +1. So that is 12 damage.
Ooh, okay.
For the first shot, and
Well,
second.
You may not need a second shot. I mean,
Okay.
you can if you want, but
Sure.
it's like, I'm not going to complain about overkill. But yeah, your first shot, you waste the terror chicken.
Okay.
Heading towards the tent.
And I don't think with auto I can fire at this one with the second shot. It's too far.
They have
out
to
of
be
the...
within 6 meters of each other.
Right. Okay. So I think that's it for me.
Kabloon. He'll put a burst into the terror chicken. And miss. Dun, dun, dun. That's the first time he's missed. Shit. I gotta get rid of some of these. Okay. Mel, what would you like to do?
Well, I have a hard time seeing in the screen. I think I need to move up and maybe take a shot at this. Can I see the? I guess the same one Sarah shot at. I'm going to try to go after that terror chicken because it doesn't seem like a good idea to let them just let them hang around.
So this one's dead. This one is coming up on Bocephus. It seems like it's really lined in on hunting Bocephus. It's got a thing for dolphin.
So we've got some strange chickens. We have some strange, I don't know, flying rats. And we have these angry crabs.
Yeah. With stingers.
And I don't know if it's a recon check, but these don't seem like species that would normally coordinate an attack. So
No. In fact, like I said, so the terror chicken, the flying rat that attacked you, the terror chickens were hunting that, but then they saw you. or saw you guys and figured, you know, you look tasty too. The Hydra claws. I mean, evidently this cave is where they live, and so
Well, I'm gonna move around, start to see if I can. I'm only gonna move to here. Let me see if I can move my guy.
so yeah, there
To
you
get
go.
a straighter shot on him.
Okay, go for it.
Bocephus is behind, so I'm not just gonna light this like in a straight line. So I'm gonna take a single shot rather than just launch.
Okay, you can do a burst.
Doesn't matter. I fucking.
Yeah, you missed. Yes. So yeah, these.
That stalactite was in my way. It just jumped up.
Yes, yes. So yeah, gunfire comes past Bocephus, which I would imagine Bocephus, you might look over your shoulder, see this terror chicken coming up behind you. What would you like to do?
I'm
So I
gonna
did just confuse stalactite and stalagmite. The stalagmite would have
Yes, the
jumped up.
stalagmite. Yes.
I'm gonna come up to there and I'm gonna auto shoot at those two crab people.
Okay.
Yes.
You're what? What are you? Excuse me. You're using a Gauss rifle.
The gal's pistol, but it's got auto too.
I mean, if you really want to, you could have the Instel Arms AS4. It's got. Oh no, you're right. Auto 2. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's got AP3 auto 2.
Correct. 3D damage.
Uh, eight hits.
Yes, it
3D
does.
damage. And this is AP3.
Yep.
9.
Okay.
Guess I'll do it again.
Hold on, just a second. So, I'm absolutely. Yes. Yeah, this first one splatters.
See if I get the other one.
He's out of my way here.
Miss of a 5.
Yes, you do miss. Wow, Raptor Lizard is getting shot at. Pretty sure Raptor Lizard, being on a primordial world, it probably is spooked by by that. But it's certainly not going to run towards its opponent. Come on. It can't catch up. Oh, but it could catch up to him. Yeah, it's going to do that.
Oh, it doesn't have enough movement to catch me.
No. Oop, wrong one.
Crab people will.
Raptor Lizard. Melee unarmed 2. Eight, that hits. And it does 1d plus 1 damage. For 6, which means Kabloon's going to take 5 from the Terror Chicken. It comes up and just like you would expect a like a Velociraptor, except they're a little, smaller than what you would see in the movie. And it comes up and slashes at him because it's got nowhere else to run to. The young Hydra Claw with its 6 meters of movement. Yes, it can get to Bocephus, and it is going to try It's going to try to do a bite. That's going to be a +2 to damage. For 8 points. So
Does not go through the expando shield.
that's true. That is true.
Expando shield is 8.
Right. But hold on a second. So let's see here. I don't think you automatically get it. I think it's a reaction. Double check that.
I'll take a reaction on it. That's fine.
I
I
think
used a minor reaction to expand it last round. So
I mean that's what I remember.
that's fair enough.
But
So
let me look at the
take a
let me look at the expanding shield. Okay, shield.
expandable shield.
Expandable shield. There it is. Page 1. Traveler using a standard shield increases their effective melee skill by +1 when parrying. A traveler with no melee skill counts as having melee 0 when using a shield to parry. So, yeah. So you're essentially doing an expandable shield deploys from a bracer on the forearm. Using morphable materials, it expands on voice or electronic command to become any size from a buckler to a boarding shield, providing protection +8 as cover, but it is lightweight enough to not be considered bulky in that role. In this, so it can be multiple sizes. In this case, I would think that it was probably because you had made your attack. So you're probably would need to make a melee, your choice, melee plus strength or dex to parry. His 10 to hit, and you get a +1 to that roll because it's the shield.
I got a 12.
Okay, so you did parry it. All right, so he does not hit. He tries to bite, and you smack his face away, and I mean, these things are pretty nasty looking. Just saying. Sarda, what would you like to do? Yeah, Kabloon, is like, Jesus Christ, what's this raptor chicken thing doing on me?
Yeah, I'm gonna go shoot that chicken. So I'll move up and take a shot.
Okay.
Oof, and I missed horribly.
Oof. Okay. So it,
That is Snake Eye. So I don't know if you want.
Oh. It is Snake Eye. Well, let's see. Yeah, something interesting is going to happen. Let's see. Oh,
Gonna shoot old boy there. I'm gonna have to.
I need to go get new glasses. I thought that said ammunition explosion. I'm like, oh yes. Wait, that's Gauss ammo. How does that explode?
Just shot Bocephus in the ass.
Right. I mean, maybe. Okay. A 4. So you you pull the trigger and the gun bucks and just flies out of your hand. The weapon is dropped somewhere. So it flies out of your hand.
I do grenade scatter.
It lands over here.
Okay. Right.
Because it says someplace inaccessible. So it's like behind this crate.
Awesome.
Or behind this little console over here. Cannot be retrieved during this fight, and if the travelers are forced to flee, it will not be recoverable. So,
All right.
So that happens.
I think the chicken's telekinetic.
You can still, yes, you can still move.
I think I moved up to get to there, so I think I'm done.
Okay. Kabloon is going to panic and full auto on Terra Chicken. First attack. He misses. Second attack. That's better. He hits. For 8. And his final attack. Oh, +1 is a 7 for a miss. So he hit it once, and like I said, he just kind of sprays all over the place, and doesn't do a whole lot. Mel, what would you like to do?
I think I'm going to join the party. I'm going to... How many hexes can I move?
You move
4?
4 of those, yeah. Each one's 1.5 meters.
All right, that gives me a shot, right?
Yeah.
Can I do a burst from this close? Or
Yeah.
after moving 4? Or can I only do a
Fucking
single
Yeah.
shot?
go
after
on,
moving 4?
yeah.
Yeah. You can do burst, or you can do full auto. Your choice.
Yeah. Go all in, man. Fuck that bird and the dude behind it up.
That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, you don't really want to roll snake eyes on that. Kabloon might learn why it's not good to be around Dr. Bocephus. He'll end up with a new spleen.
And a burst is 2, right? I'm auto 4, so...
Auto 4, so it would be, you would make your gun combat plus dex roll, and anything over 8 would count as bonus damage, and then the auto 4 gets added to the damage automatically.
Alright, well then I miss.
Oh! Okay. This is the luckiest Terra Chicken ever. Bocephus, you are in melee with the crab people.
See that, man. It's time to... These are small little crab people, though, right?
Yes, they are. You are technically at, and I haven't been doing this. They are small. They are at -2 to hit. Technically, so are the Terror Chickens, but evidently they've been hard enough to hit already.
Right. Well, I don't want to get stung, is the thing. So I think I want to use...
So here's something I didn't think about when I created these. So if you're wearing the... unless you take your gloves off, like Dipshit did. So if you're wearing the Planetside working dress, it has +1 protection. Their sting only does 1 point of damage. It has to do 1 point of damage to deliver the poison, right? So your armor should technically... The working dress should prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to find one in an outhouse.
Yeah, check your sleeping bag before you go to bed at night.
I want to use telekinesis on it.
Okay.
And so that'll be telekinesis plus psi.
So before
it failed.
well, that's probably good because Kabloon here doesn't. Well, he knows that you are Chikari. He would know that you are naturally psionic. I don't know that he would know that you would have telekinesis. He might be a little freaked out, is what I'm saying. Because with a name like Kabloon Lucas, that means he is full on Villani. So he might shit his pants just a bit.
Yeah. Well, I got a guy that's hurt in there. I'm keep going on in. It could take an opportunity to tag him at once. I don't give a shit.
Raptor Lizard's going to. Oh man, poor Raptor Lizard. Let's see. Raptor Lizard really kind of fucked himself. 4 meters. He's going to go for it. He is running away. There's, well, 1. So, Sarda as a reaction. Actually, I would say Sarda and Mel, both of you can make reactions.
That chicken.
To attack the chicken as it's running past you. If you make a reaction on your next attack, you would be at -1.
Alrighty.
So on this attack, it's normal, but on your next turn, you're at -1.
Wait a minute. So this attack is normal. My next turn, I take -1.
Correct.
Okay.
I punched it.
Okay. So
I threw my pistol away, right? So
that's true. That's true. So you deal 1d plus your strength modifier.
that's not good.
It doesn't have any armor, so
My strength modifier is 0, so it's 1d6.
Yep.
I wasn't sure what unarmed. And then I got a 12, so +4, I assume, right?
Yep.
So 6 damage.
So Sarda, you swing out, and as this thing's running by, you go to punch it and have the opportunity at the last second.
It's a chicken. I probably think it's on.
Yeah, you just grab its neck and wring it, and the chicken is no more. That is the chickens are done.
Come on, chicken.
So Mel, you don't have to worry about the -1 because he killed it. The Hydra Claw. Wait, did we skip Bocephus? No, you tried to do telekinesis.
I tried to pick it up mentally, and then I took my movement, and
Right. Gotcha.
I've kind of moving on in there. I'm looking for the downed guy. I mean,
Right.
there's
Right. It's going to stay on Bocephus. And it's going to try and bite. You can make a reaction to parry if you'd like.
10.
Ooh. What is... Well, shit. Well, let's see if the bite gets through the armor of the shield. Because this is a tie. It doesn't talk about ties. It does not. It bites onto the shield and like you're blocking it. It's these sharp dagger-like razor teeth are biting through the shield. You can see them on the inside.
Scary.
Sarda, what would you like to do? You're at a -1 for any attack. Really any action, but
I'll pull out my stunner and take a shot with the stunner at the
Yeah, it's got like what Center's got a range of 10 meters.
Yeah,
But
I
he's
think.
just out of
Yeah,
range.
yeah. So I'll have to move. So I'll pull out my stunner and move up. I'll
Okay.
move to here, I guess.
Okay. So that would be 2 minor actions because you drew the stunner.
All right. I can't really aim. I don't really have a second. I can't think of a third action I can do.
Okay.
I can't. You can't aim for next round. So
Kabloon. Hmm. And he misses, but he doesn't miss that bad. So a burst of Gauss fire goes through this narrow gap between the wall and Sarda, but it ricochets off the ceiling over here. And he misses. Narrowly misses Sarda. Mel, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess I need to move up again and take a shot. I'm not as confident with my punching or kicking.
Yeah, you could move here.
I might have actually hit something.
Yes, you did. And that puts him down. So Bocephus, this thing is like attached to the shield and just kind of goes poof and explodes, you know, lobster guts all over your shield. And but the head is still attached to the shield, and still you can see the muscles of the jaw still biting into your expandable shield.
Well, it can come with me.
So Kabloon comes up and he's like, "Oh my god, those things are terrible. They're just nasty little shit." And he says, "Come on, follow me. It's this way." And he leads you down into deeper into this cavern. And he tells you guys that they found more of these. Those Where did Josephus go?
I moved up closer.
You vanished completely off the map.
Oh, I'm right here.
Oh, there you are.
That's how close he got to the quantum level.
Yeah, right. Yes. And he tells you that as you guys are rushing down here, he tells you that they found some more of those weird droin carvings.
Well, that's what I'm interested in seeing as soon as we find out where dead body dude is.
So when you guys move into this cavern, you can see that this entire back wall has collapsed. Everybody can make a recon plus intellect check.
Yeah, this seems safe.
The balloon is clueless.
11.
Okay.
12.
And Jack got a 12. All right. And Sarda got a 9. So the three of you, in addition to all of this rock pile that has collapsed in to the cavern, you can see over here on this wall up here that there is some more of the swirly engraving that you have seen from the drawing in the past. Hold on here, let me... No, that's not what I want. It looks like this. I don't think Jack has seen that.
I have not.
So when they have run into these in the past, um, some weird things happen. So for occasionally, some people who are not psionic that see these things start to have nightmares, feelings of unease that they can't explain. Um, don't want to go downstairs in the dark anymore, any of that shit. For those that are psionic, occasionally they touch these and they will receive some kind of telepathic encoded message from this droid mission that essentially was doing the same thing that that Deepnight Revelation is doing now. So the droid 300,000 years ago had become aware of the Deepnight entity, and the ancients basically sent this mission to go and find or to put down whatever this threat is. So the Deepnight entity was so much of a threat that even the ancients feared it. And so they sent this droid mission, and these guys have been kind of on the tail of it, and they haven't seen anything to do with it for a while. But on this wall, you can see some more of these carvings. The other thing that the three of you notice is that next to where this cave-in is, right here, there is what appears to be a hole. Has either been, it looks like this hole in the ground has been dug up and out. So there's a lot of loose sand and dirt where whatever is in there has dug its way out. And that's what you're seeing in here. And you see.
So do it. Is the fact that I'm not psionic now that I'm afraid of the dark?
That's a good question. Hold on.
Or should I just shut my pie hole and let that ride?
No, you're right. Let's see. The droid carving. Take a look.
Do I have any knowledge of this shit?
About the droid? About the droid carving?
Well, yeah, because I fucking mind melded with a droid and downloaded all his fucking memories and shit on things.
Well, you guys have run into these carvings before. And the first time that you ran into them was on that moon.
That's right.
And they were having. I mean, you read through several of the logs where people were saying that they had nightmares. You found a couple of the survivors. None of those people were psionic. Not everybody was having that problem, but
that's not what I'm trying to get the information from. I'm trying to get the information from when I downloaded the fucking in my brain.
What information are you? What information? Though? What do you want?
I want to know. Well, I mean, I there was that drawing that was done up with the fungus,
right?
And I downloaded his brain basically with I mean, I got his consciousness put in my brain,
right,
through him. So I mean, him being a drawing, I'm thinking the drawings that I would have more insight onto really what that is versus more than, well, we ran into this before and we got some crazy effects.
Yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, both you and Sarda know that you have gotten. I mean, these are basically message markers left by the droid. And so another thing about in the modern age, droid are kind of mysterious. They come in many shapes and sizes and many subspecies. There are chirpers, there are tic-tics, there are droid. But everybody who has encountered them they never have the same experience twice. Some droid live in small rural clusters on planets in charted space. Some, some actually have starships and do trading, and their ships are very alien. But the biggest part of it is that it can be said with almost complete certainty. Almost everybody realizes that the droid are at least a little bit psionic, and one of the things that they do is they have this part of their culture is essentially they have a caste system, and so it's most plays into that. But they have this way of determining. It's almost like a tarot card reading. It's like a determining your future or your path. And they have these coins, and they put the coins into a leather bag, and you're supposed to reach in, and the coin that is appropriate to, or one of the coins that is going to be appropriate to your future is supposed to just leap into your fingers. And they have a really, really high rate of success with their fortune telling. Most people attribute that to weird mysticism. Others believe that it's maybe they are a little bit psionic. But this is a perfect example. These ancient droid from 300,000 years ago were able to actually impart their a message or a psionic memory into these carvings. And whether that's an ability that the ancients had or an ability that the droid have always had but have somehow lost, nobody's quite sure. So yeah, you're aware of what these things are. You know that you can go up and you can make a telepathy check. But for Mel, go ahead and roll 2d plus your endurance modifier.
All right.
Gonna start.
Or I'm sorry, roll 2d plus your intellect modifier. I think that's probably more appropriate.
2d plus intellect. Okay.
Seven. So yeah, you get a very uneasy feeling in here. Like you get the feeling like you don't want to be in here. But with a 7, you didn't fail badly enough that it's really that big of a... Wait, I thought you had a +3 to your intellect.
To my education.
Oh, to your education, right? So, yeah, you get this. You take a look at this thing on the wall, and you're like, nope, I don't want any part of that. You don't. You have an aversion of even getting closer to it.
So it's what are we rolling to see if it spooks us?
You guys should roll 2d plus your psi modifier.
Okay.
And telepathy.
Not until you touch it.
Six.
10.
So, Bocephus, you kind of you look at it and it gives you a bit of a headache, almost like you're hearing a buzzing ring in your ears. I mean, do Chikari dolphins have ears? Anyways, that's kind of that high-pitched tinnitus sound, and you kind of get a bit of a headache. But Sarda, you don't.
All right.
You're not having any problems at all.
Right on. So I want to at least document it. So, get real close to it and get some photos. And
Okay.
That's it.
it kind of looks like, to me, it looks like planetary systems. I don't know if I'm way off, I'm way off, but I actually am trained in
Yeah,
space sciences.
It
So
does,
if it,
it does kind of look like that.
yeah, maybe it's just staring at maps a lot.
Well, that was kind of the thought that I had when I first saw it too. Like maybe it's a record of, or partial record of where they went, where they've been.
Yeah, but otherwise, just whatever I can do to analyze this thing in terms of like identifying the type of metal or that kind of thing.
Okay. So, I should probably roll for Kabloon too. Hey, he makes it. So Kabloon comes over and he says, "Oh shit! This was where Libix was. And this must have caved in. We got to get him out of there."
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should probably do that. Start trying to help shovel debris out of the way, I guess.
Okay. What about Bocephus and Mel? What are you guys doing?
And this place is unstable. I wanna come over and touch this thing real quick and see if I can get the message.
Okay. What about Mel?
Well, am I just avoiding the writing?
Yeah, you want to stay as far away from the writing as possible. I mean, you don't really like this entire cave anymore, but like everything's playing into your paranoia. But I mean, you've got it mostly under control. But yeah, you really don't want to be anywhere near that wall.
I like that you don't like it anymore. Like you liked it
Like
before.
you liked it before. Yeah.
fine
This place
before,
was
but you
fucking
know
great before, but
Yeah. This has been a bad.
I mean, Knott's
cave for
Berry
you.
Farm was great until all those people on the roller coaster died. But I mean,
Can I go over and look? I mean, is it overwhelming, or can I go over to where Sarda is and look at where something?
yeah, you can go over there. Like here, yeah, or yep, that's even better. So you're helping with the rescue effort.
Yeah, seems like my most productive use of time, rather than just shitting my pants looking at some strange scratchings on a rock.
That's true. So you guys. Between the three of you, about 6 minutes, and you're able to see. You're getting to a point where you can see this guy's boots poking out. Bocephus, roll a roll a telepathy plus psi check.
9.
Okay. You you go over and you touch the carving, and as soon as you touch the carving, the tinnitus and the headache subsides, and the tinnitus goes away, and you are once again flooded with a telepathic memory. And essentially, this is a waymarker. The droid did stop here. They stopped here and were amazed to find this world. And there is some speculation among the person that carved that, or the droid that carved this. There's speculation that there may have been a rogue set of droid that broke away and came this way before. And they are wondering if maybe they have something to do with the Deepnight entity. And that's
Okay.
kind of where the message stops. It's just a waymarker says, Drain, we're here. And
Yeah, well, I mean, that's still more intel. I wonder how many more markers there may be, and might want to spend more time on this planet and see if there's more signs.
And where we will leave off, as you guys are digging out Libyx, and Bocephus is getting the information. The hole in the ground, you can see that the dirt and sand starts pushing up, and 3 much larger Hydra claws come out. These
All right.
are adults. They look like so. I mean, they're not much bigger. They're large +1, which means they're about the size of a dog. I would take it. That must mean a
Big enough
larger
for me.
dog.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, and their sting does 3 points of damage.
It is that whole evolutionary crab thing.
Yes, yes.
Everything becomes crabs.
Everything becomes crabs eventually. Yes. So we'll pick this up next week at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night or Friday night. Sorry, forgot which day it is.
Friday night.
It is
Have a
Friday.
wonderful night.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
Night.
Right.
Thanks.
Have a
Take
good
care,
night.
all.